Oh my God. Just left Northfield. My eyes feel just like how they look right now. I must have been the only one in the state of Ohio that didn't know it wasn't going to rain tonight. I left all my rain gear at home, and luckily there was an old set of rain gear in my trunk. Had I known it was going to rain that hard, I should have stayed home. Somebody else would have drove those horses. So, let me unpack the whole night, because the latter part of today was terrible. Greatest ending, Stacy said he pays 53 in the mud. She goes, all the horse done is raced in the mud with bar shoes on. She's right. You know, I asked her because it's my job. I said, hey, is everything all right with this horse? She said, he's sound, everything is good, his feet are good, his blood's staying good, at least as far as I can tell. But they went 52 and 4 in the mud. He's 4 wide around the last turn, with bar shoes on in the mud. What are you going to do? Fair ball. You're probably right. All right, leave it alone. All right, I've turned the page and race next week. We get 2 horses in later on. Both have shots, and minor problems with both of them. So I warmed up. I got to the track. Again, I told you I didn't know it was going to rain. I had my spring and fall suit on. Everything was great. Went to warm up. International man, first trip, spitting a little bit. I'm like, oh, I don't like that. And you know, when you just feel the barometer change, you know, you just feel it get immediately a few degrees colder. It's like, that's not good. Go back in the barn after I warm them up. I open my phone up. I go to the weather app. Oh my God, all green and not grass. All green, all rain, all night through to 1 o'clock in the morning. Which is kind of correct, because it's 12:15 right now, and it's raining harder now than it was 20 minutes ago. Now, when I warmed up International Man, I let him scoot on the end of it, and I'll be honest with you, I just thought he was going to win. I warmed him up, and that little voice in my head said, winner. Hit the rail. Turn didn't seem to bother him any. For a horse I don't think he ever raced on a half. Didn't seem to bother him at all. He blasted through it. He was a little close to my foot with his right hind leg foot, and he was close to the arch, but he's not a very menacing horse. He's not a gigantic animal, and this is a bike, normal bike. I had no reason to believe that I need to go back to the barn and get the gigantic trotting bike. No one wears that for the most part. Greatest Ending wears one. Pickpocket wore the other one. He's actually shrunk up a little bit. We've raced him in Tim's trotting bike, not the mammoth beast that we had built for him and for Greatest Ending. And I had no reason to think we needed one. Halfway down the stretch I knew we did. He started hitting, but not, you'll see horses hit the cross piece, and if you're outside watching a race you might even hear them. That horse that ran away on me with Tim's today, big, strong, good-looking filly, she was hitting the wheel in the ear, ping, ping, ping. And when they do, some of them get scared, some of them change their gait, some of them will make breaks. That's hitting the cross piece and the fork in the wheel. This guy was hitting up under the seat like a big giant horse. I knew it was a problem as we started down the stretch. Halfway down the stretch, I was catching up to the gate. I was going to time it right where I wanted to, and all of a sudden, bang, 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 again. Now, usually those horses, you'll see horses do that in the winter. When you got them doubled up, they're fine, but when you go to release them and ask them to trot forward. Now, keep in mind, I let this horse rattle in the warm-up, racehorse speed going through the wire. So I can't blame myself for not doing it. I can't blame Jason for not doing it. It was done. Nevertheless, we get into the turn, bang, bang, makes a break. He was back trotting. I got to drag him back to the back. He catches back up. He's 3 wide, hitting the bike the whole way down the back stretch. Still ends up finishing 5th in race good. And when I look at his line, he's at the half in 103 and goes mile and 2, 2 and 3 in the mud. And it was so nasty. Last half 59 and 3, last quarter 30 and 3. So last quarter, third quarter, 28 seconds. Yes? 29 seconds. 29 seconds. Put the bigger bike on him. Also, have a quick look at his shoes behind it. If you see that toe worn off real good, some horses really push off with those hind toes. and they'll spin off, and they will slip, especially in the winter, but they will slip, and if that's the case, we'll just put a set of aluminums on them, and that won't be a problem. That's behind. Up front, they have pads on them. We left him shod the way he was. I added a little bit of weight. We can help him. There doesn't need to be a whole lot of changes made. First off, we need a bigger bike. Secondly, I would suggest we go to aluminums behind. Thirdly, I want to see if the corners of his feet are sore. That's maybe why they have those pads across the back of the heel. If it's the inside and outside corners, one or both, we'll go to a mushroom bar on him to race from now on. Needless to say, I think I'm pretty confident saying he'll be very good his next start. Yeah, this is where I would walk it back in my head and say, what could you have done differently? Well, yeah, we only trained him in the jog cart the other day. That's a fair ball. But I did probably trot 30 seconds on the end of it in his warm-up, really letting him smoke. He was comfortable, seemed good, never had any issues, and never gave me any inclination that this was not, one, a bike was going to fit him, this was the wrong bike or the wrong shoeing. I think if he's not hitting the bike tight, he still wins. But we're still talking about making these shoeing changes. So that was International Man, not the start we wanted, but he'll be fine next time out. And no, he doesn't have to qualify because I just checked. Chart line is sloppy, a break in the slop doesn't count. So he'll be fine to race next week. Love and Affection, right line hard tonight. She's done that before in the past. Probably just need a little that work done, I guess. This should have been done for tonight. I know they trained her in the middle of the week, said she was fine. There was no indication there was an issue. Usually we just do her knees and maybe block her feet or something. And I don't believe her knees were done this week. So she's in the sale Monday. I had no problem. Whoever buys her, I'll likely just tell them, hey, by the way, we usually do this filly's knees and feet. They weren't done. Probably due to be done. Not a big deal. And then, quite frankly, who knows what would have happened had I not get cleaned out. It's amazing she didn't make a break. For a filly that will make a break in a turn, she got absolutely cleaned out right before the 5/8. Just come right up trotting. And if she hadn't been on the line so hard in the last turn, I'm an easy third. So I thought 3 kind of crappy races. But truthfully, I don't need to make excuses for them, but they were pretty well there. Greatest ending, same as last week, bars in the mud. Not a good combo. Not changing the shoes. Need to change the weather. The other horse just needs a bigger bike on. Needs a bigger bike, maybe a shoeing change, but the bike alone would have put him in the winner's circle tonight. The shoeing change, I just think we can clean him up a little bit, and we will for next week. And then Love and Affection just cleaned out at the 5/8. We were in a perfect spot. I don't know if I could have got her 3 wide in the last turn though, but we were in a good spot, and I've been able to negotiate a little better with her. But again, we've seen her do this before. Just do her knees, block her feet, work on her feet all week, and she just comes right back around. So maybe just a week too long without the maintenance done on her. So that's on us. So overall, a great race this afternoon. It almost seemed like yesterday. It's been such a long day. A great race this afternoon by Save America. A very tough and a very hard-fought race for Pickpocket, and a poor race from Yo Mister. But again, scoping 3 out of 5 from Mucus is always a pretty good indicator of what went wrong. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Tomorrow it's supposed to be miserable, I guess. I'm going to have to take a better look at the weather also. I don't want to be traveling in a snowstorm. It's snowing right now. It's a blizzard right now in front of me. So, that's what tonight looks like, right there. On the way out to Brunswick, probably going to sleep in a little bit, take our time, and head back to Ontario. I told Dominic and Harry, want to get a look at everybody on Friday and Saturday. Dom's training some horses tomorrow, training some horses again on Saturday. Get a good look at the barn in Ontario, and then I'll report back. So, with that, have a, your night's over. Have a wonderful Thursday, because that's what it is now. I will talk to you all very soon. Take care. See you later.